What's happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome back to day 3 of upgrading this 10-bolt ring in my OBS Chevy C1500. So, if you made it to the 3rd video, then you're gonna see hopefully the end result of the upgrades. But right now, I'm gonna show y'all what I was waiting on, so I'm gonna get y'all turned around. All right, I had to order. I had to end up calling Summit and ordering these bearings. All right, I'm gonna spend some time on this subject because it is pretty important. All right, if y'all can see this, you can pause the video. If you're doing the same thing I'm doing, please invest in these. The reason why I'm telling you that is because when I originally did my research and tried to get all the parts and stuff together, so I hopefully wouldn't run into what I'm dealing with now, I would have had it done in one day. Aftermarket carriers, and I'm gonna show you the old one or the factory one, they have a different, like this piece right here, the housing takes a different bearing. Like on the aftermarket carrier, this piece here is a little bit bigger, so the OE carrier bearings won't fit it, and I didn't know that. But these carrier bearings are supposed to fit the Detroit locker the way it should. So what I'm gonna do is get these pressed on and then try to get it installed. No, wait a minute, let me back up. I got to get these pressed on and then I got to install the ring gear. So I'm gonna try to keep the video as short as I possibly can because I'm already on my 3rd video. But I'll show you all as much as I can, for the people that's maybe trying to do this for the first time, like myself. So y'all just stay tuned, be patient with me, and hopefully we get this thing back together. All right, y'all, we almost there. I'm gonna put y'all back in the tripod and let y'all see another time lapse. But what I did was I got my bolt set out so I can put some of the red Loctite that was included in the kit, so I'm gonna use it. I got these 2 shims which I use to press the bearings all the way down because it's not supposed to be a gap here. So I use the shims to press them down, but I'm also use them. Sorry, I got the camera everywhere. I'm also use these for test fitting to see if I can use those or if I have to use the shims that came with the kit. So I hadn't seated the ring gear all the way, so I'm gonna use that dead blow hammer to kind of tap it down a little more. I don't want to pull the gear up with the bolts, but I'm gonna try to flip it over and tap it down and go ahead and, because they left hand threaded bolts, by the way, go ahead and get them ran in with my impact. And then I'm gonna get my torque wrench, probably clamp it down in this vise and get them torqued to spec. So I'm gonna do that. So y'all enjoy the time lapse, and I'm gonna turn y'all back on hopefully when I get ready to set this thing in the rear housing. So just stay tuned. All right, y'all, right fast. I just wanted to show you, excuse me, I didn't mean to put my finger in the way. I had to go ahead and set my torque wrench. I'm trying to get this joker to be still where I can record it. Set my torque wrench to 65 foot-pounds. And every bit of instructions are not exactly the same, but I have the left hand thread 3/8 size thread ring gear bolts, and where it says 45 to 50 foot-pounds. I don't know why I set it down to 7/16. I believe, wait a minute, I believe it is 7/16, to be honest with you. I should have had measured one of them bolts when I took them out. But before I start, I'm gonna just pull one of them out so I can be sure, because I didn't pay attention to this part, and that's my mistake. That way I can make sure I torque the ring gear bolts to the right spec. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set my torque wrench and go ahead and get these get this ring gear torque down. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm not sure if I'm doing it the right way or in the right procedure, but I'm gonna do everything before I put the cover on. I got it bolted up. I didn't torque it down yet, but I got the caps tight, and I got the truck in neutral. I painted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teeth and 4 grooves, and I'm gonna try my best to spin it over in real time while y'all looking at it. I know you're supposed to go all the way around from what I saw with the other videos, and then you kind of go back the other way, which is way harder to do for some reason. And then I'm supposed to look at where the teeth are making contact. Now, based on what I see, it looked like there. Okay. Maybe I let the paint dry too fast. The fan, it is hot out here, but it's almost in the middle. I feel like, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like looking at this, the pinion gear should be back a little more, but not much. I know the goal is to have it, I think, in the middle. You don't want it on the outer edge, and you don't want it too close to the carrier itself. That's kind of like, if I had to guess, that would be just maybe outside of the safe zone. I'm gonna look at that paper that came on the instructions that came with the ring gear, and then I'm gonna cut y'all back on and compare this pattern to the one that that's on the instructions. So stay tuned. All right, y'all, here's the pattern that came with the instructions. And by the way, if you want to know, these are Summit ring and pinion gears. Right now I don't have the kind of horsepower numbers the way I need to put no top-notch, top shelf stuff in. So, and this is my first time doing it on my own vehicle, so I believe that the budget-friendly gear set should do me fine. But for those of you who have way more horsepower, you might want to go ahead and get some really good stuff. But based on this pattern, I'm in that hash mark area. So what I'm gonna do now is shake the backlash on it, and I call that luck. I really do. I call that luck, because I fought putting that pinion gear in and getting the preload set on the pinion bearing. So if you have trouble with that, don't be discouraged. Just keep going. It's either gonna work or it ain't. So I hope it works, and based on this pattern, it looks pretty good to me. So what I'm gonna do now is hook my gauge up and check the backlash, and if that's good, I'm gonna go ahead and button up the cover. Or no, not button up the cover. Put the axles in, and then put the axle locks in the carrier, and then I'll be ready to add some fluid in it and see how the wheels turn. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, y'all, I got to make this part real quick. I know you can barely see, but I'm gonna try to put the gauge on it. I'm sitting up under this truck in Indian style, like I'm in kindergarten, so I'm extremely uncomfortable. But this is the backlash. Let me see if I can clean off this camera. Excuse me, y'all. All right, hopefully you can see it. I got it zeroed out. Y'all see it? That's about perfect. It looked like it's about at 7.5 thousandths. And based on, let me get on that money here. Hold on a minute. I ain't even pause y'all, so just hold on. Let's look at the instructions and see how close I am. Where is it at? There's nothing to tell you in here somewhere. I know I had saw it. Where is it? That's the, oh yeah. See there? Y'all can't see that. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna try to get close. Right there where number 12, where it says, once the pinion gear is installed, position ring gear and carry into housing and check backlash. Each ring gear and pinion is developed to run at 7 to 9 thousandths, and I'm right at 7.5 thousandths. So I'm in the I'm in the gray area. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything torqued down and get ready to put the axles in, and I'll cut y'all back on in a few. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this picture that came with the diff. No, that's not my hands with nails on it. That's my beautiful assistant. This is how that goes together. The retaining ring goes in like so. Not the ring, the spacer, then the retaining cylinder, then the snap ring. So I'm gonna go up under there and slide my C-clips in, get my wife to pull the axles back out, and then I'm gonna install all that stuff. And the next time I cut the camera on, I'm gonna have the drums on, fluid in it, etc., etc., and hopefully I'll have it running where I can try to start on that break-in procedure. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, y'all, it's nighttime and the wheels are on. The diff cover is on with a new gasket. Got sealing on both sides. I got the lube in there. So what I'm gonna do now is crank it up and let the wheels turn in the forward position for a little while. You know, just to get the gear all kind of circulating around in there, and I can listen for noises and check for leaks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive it home Lord willing tonight if everything goes well. And I'll probably do a short once I go through the break-in procedure for the ring and pinion gears. Let me get that paper. Honey, what I did with that paper?
You have it probably in there.
It's probably in this box. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Now every one of them don't have that, but this is what I was talking about when I said the break-in procedure. So I'm gonna try to go by this particular procedure. I don't know if I should or not. I'm gonna do it because it's in the instructions. Some of you more experienced guys that's done put a lot of them in may not have to do that, and I can respect that. But it took me a long time to save up the money to do this work, so I don't want to mess it up by being foolish. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then when I cut y'all back on, I'll be closing the video out. So, but also be on the lookout for that short, because I don't have much tires left. They're all right, but by the time I get ready to do any burning out, I'm already had the money to put some tires on. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, guys, I done had it running for probably about 5 or 10 minutes with it in drive. As you can see, both tires pulling in the same direction. That's what I like. So far, I don't see any leaks. I gotta drive it some more, obviously. But for the time being, I'ma just drive it kind of easy off and on. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to drive it easy off and on, and then I'll get into it as soon as I feel like the break-in procedure is done. So I'm gonna get the truck set down on all fours, and then I'm gonna close the video out. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, guys, we at the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed parts 1 and 2. Hopefully I was able to show you something, even from my mistakes. I'm getting ready to test drive this joker home. Be on the lookout for a short. I'm not going to do a full video. I'll probably do a short once I get the gears broken in, like I said earlier in the video. So I'm going to try to get all this stuff put up, get everything shut down so we can head home. So you guys that made it this far through all 3 videos, you see what I'm working with. You see the facilities that I have. Yes, I got the tools, but it's really hard when you don't have a lift. It's really hard when you don't at least have concrete. So I'm assuming that if you do have those things, it would be much easier for you. Make sure you follow instructions when you're doing this stuff. The disclaimer that I'm gonna put in the video is that I'm not a professional. I did work on cars for a living. I still do it from time to time, but I'm learning just like you are. So like I always tell y'all in the comments, man, yeah, I might make it look easy, but I'm learning just like you will. So I encourage you to try it yourself if you hadn't done it yet, or anything you want to try to do. Just get out there and try it, man. Save your money, buy your parts, buy your tools, and just do it. It's either gonna work or it ain't. Hopefully it works. But I'm gonna try to get home so I can get rested up. So like I always tell y'all, be blessed, be encouraged, keep wrenching. I'll see y'all on the next video.